You're listening to the Integrated Business Planning Podcast.
How important do you find like forecasting and kind of integrated business planning when it comes to these decisions? And how much emphasis do you put on those financial forecasts? And do you do you do like try to do monthly? Do you look at it at a weekly level? What?
Yeah, I definitely not on a weekly level, and well, not on the monthly level if I can help it. But I think you have to look at kind of the monthly level of where you're going in the month, so you can pivot quickly, right? So if things are going off, then you can pivot quickly. But I definitely think the forecasting, where are we going? Where do we expect? What are the trends? So then there's no surprises. So it is clear, 100% clear of what is going to happen. If we kind of stay on the same track, if we do this, if we, have these actions in, what can we get? With a little bit of conservatism and a little bit of risks and opportunities kind of taken into play. But because, when you're just really reactive looking at the historical data, it's great. It gives you the areas you need to focus, but you can't change that. You can only change the direction you're going in the future. So really understanding what does it look like? What does the real forecast look like? So you know where to make the changes. So
yeah, I'm with you. I mean, and you're kind of creating that story or that path, right? On like, this is where I expect to land and this is what happens. So, and I think you coined it well. Like, I'm going to take this from you as like, I think, and you call it kind of from reactive reporting to proactive decision making, right? And I feel like reporting and forecasting is a core piece of that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Where I think, really that back office finance and maybe traditional is, let's get all the reports and let's variance analysis. Let's, make it all pretty, take, 10 days to close the month because it's all good. But it is good. It gives you the picture of what happens, but the focus should really be on what is going to happen. So you can just get that picture in the drivers that make sense. What are the key things that we need from understanding what did happen? So then we can make corrections in the future, keep doing what we're doing. If it's really working, maybe think, do we stop doing, sort of thing. So instead of really finance spending all the time and effort and all these things into these really detailed reports, but really into what are the things that drove those issues, so we can trend them on the right direction and maybe stop the bleeding, or really say, hey, this is really working. Can we do more of this, sort of thing?
It's really the why. Yeah, it's the why behind the numbers, right? It's like, why did it happen and what can we do to do more of it or less of it, right?
Yeah. And that's, for me, is the kind of creating that standardization and the simplification. Because let's say, you got your report for the month end and it really down to all these details. And then all of a sudden you focus, oh, well, what is this number? And then you go down that rabbit hole and you spend a week trying to figure out what made up that number. But does it drive the business? Does that piece of information actually, will it matter going forward? So what are the big ticket items that do matter? These are the ones that we should be reporting on and driving forward.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Integrated Business Planning Podcast. If you have a transformational story to tell or would like to drop some wisdom or share some insights about your experience or your journey, I'd love to have you on the podcast. So please reach out. Thank you.